On the second day of the 2026 Leaders Bible Camp, Pastor Theodore Andose called on Christian leaders to pursue spiritual maturity, personal discipline, and God's approval before seeking success in ministry. Speaking on the camp's vision, the leader said God had given Brother Zach a vision broad enough to include those whom he had set apart for the work. However, he cautioned that not everyone who appears to follow God is genuinely committed to following him. Drawing from Colossians chapter 1, verses 28 to 29, he explained that the purpose of Christian ministry is not simply to gather or preserve converts, but to present believers mature in Christ. The passage describes the proclamation of Christ together with instruction and admonition as the means by which believers are brought to spiritual maturity. Pastor Theodore further warns that entering God's work without adequate spiritual preparation can have serious consequences. In strong terms, he stated, "If you do not qualify yourself and enter God's work, you will die." His point was that divine calling must be accompanied by character, discipline, and readiness for service. He identified personal qualification as the responsibility of each believer, referring to the Apostle Paul's declaration that he disciplined his body and brought it under control. He emphasized that Christian leaders must deliberately cultivate holiness and self-control so that after serving others, they do not become disqualified themselves.
There is some natural validation and a moral excellence and a personality excellence. Paul est en train de dire, il y avait des indicateurs dans ma vie naturelle avant que je ne connaisse Jésus qui m'avaient mis à part pour ces commissions que je dois servir. Et dans une des marques de cette consécration naturelle, c'est que j'ai dépassé tout ce qui était de ma génération dans la pratique morale de la loi et dans l'étude rabbinique qu'on faisait à l'école. Donc il y avait l'excellence académique, il y avait l'excellence morale. Quand tu prends la biographie du frère Zach, et il dit clairement qu'il n'avait jamais volé, ce n'est pas pour se vanter. Ce n'est pas qu'il était saint dans le ventre de sa mère. C'est l'attestation morale d'un mis à part. Naturel. Il s'est marié vierge et il n'a pas volé l'arachide. C'est l'attestation naturelle de quelqu'un entre les mains de qui Dieu pouvait confier le leadership. C'est lui qui a volé. Et nous autres qui avons commis l'immoralité, on est, que tu veux ou pas, tu avais touché au leadership naturel et à la validation naturelle.
My burden for this Bible camp, Pastor Theodore Andose said, is that people should seek God's approval so that He may promote His work. He stressed that God does not promote or multiply activities that contradict His will. Genuine progress in ministry, he maintained, must therefore be founded on obedience rather than human ambition. The message challenged participants to examine the authenticity of their commitment to Christ, align themselves with God's purposes, and prioritize spiritual formation over outward activity. Pastor Theodore's central appeal was clear. Leaders must qualify themselves, seek divine approval, and ensure that their service reflects the character of the Christ they proclaim.